What's up, you guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today, we've got this awesome premium collection of the Avengers Hellfire Gala set. Now, I know this kind of came out a little while ago already. It took me a little while to get my hands on one of these finally, but I do finally have it. So, I've been super looking forward to this set. It looks really, really awesome. Without further ado, let's crack it open and take a look. Alright, so I got that plastic wrap off. Now we can open it up all the way and take a look here, just like the last set. I believe it has like a magnet. Yes, it feels kind of like it has a magnet in it again, but yeah. So you can see this nice, once you take the plastic off, it's got like a velvety texture to the blue plastic casing that they're in there. But let's just pop this off here. Yeah, looks really nice, feels really nice. And then at the back here, we have all the cards and a new PAC. It's really cool too. So let's just start popping them out here, and we'll take a look at each of them. All right, so taking a look at number 1 for this set is Captain America. He's got Avengers, X-Men, and Soldier keywords. He's got the Gala invite trait that they all have in this set, which is that Captain America starts the game with an invite token once per turn for all characters with this trait. When a friendly character with the Avengers keyword attacks, you may remove an invite token from a friendly character to replace a die in their attack roll with a 5. So you just get a free 5 pretty much once per game. If you only have one of these guys, or it's once per turn. In general, if you have multiples of these, you can kind of pull that off on back-to-back turns. So that's really awesome. Just getting a free 5 in your attack is really great, especially when you combine it with the old Hellfire Gala set that for all of those, whenever like an X-Men character attacked and they had a 5 in one of their rolls, then they immediately got to, you could replace the other die to a 5. And then they have traits like this one, the high fashion for Captain America, red stripes, white shirt, blue coat. When a friendly character with the X-Men keyword hits and a double 5 was rolled, action total +1 this turn, which is pretty nice. Get that extra action. And for 100 points, he's got a pretty long dial there. Just running shot with a 5 range double target and his special defense and damage powers. And he's got the Avengers TA, or for 45 points. I feel like most of these are going to be better on their low dial. They kind of seem pretty similar. But he has energy shield deflection, and Captain America and adjacent friendly characters with the Avengers keyword taking maximum of 2 damage from opposing characters that have the team ability chosen for Avengers. That's pretty awesome, and he also has leadership and empower on that damage special. So yeah, taking a max 2 damage from whatever you choose for the Avengers TA can be pretty good. But then again, there's also a lot of really strong characters that don't even have team abilities right now, like Kong, for instance, and stuff like that. So some characters it won't do anything against, and against some teams that all share a team ability, it's going to be really, really good. So he's pretty nice. I like that. And then next up we have SpiderMan, who has a very interesting suit. Let's see, this is Peter Parker Spider-Man, though. It looks more like a Miles Morales suit, like the black and red. But he's got Avengers, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man family, and X-Men keywords. He also has that Gala invite trait, so he has that once per turn ability to, when somebody with the Avengers keyword attacks, give them a 5. And then his high fashion geometric glow-in-the-dark webbing. When a friendly character with the X-Men keyword hits and a double 5 was rolled until your next turn, hit characters can't remove action tokens except by clearing. So that's not too bad. I will say that you can get a similar effect from the web shooters, however. You could just equip him with the web shooters for free and then get a similar effect to that. And that is, of course, the web shooters that come in Spider-Man Beyond Amazing, the most recent ones. But yeah, that's still pretty nice. And then he's got Hypersonic with 4 range, triple target, 12 attack in cap, 19 defense with super senses, as well as the Spider-Man TA for that +1. And he's also a team player. So I think he's actually really worth playing at the 75 line mainly for that 19 super senses. His damage power, he has probability control, but Spider-Man can also use it to re-roll his super senses and willpower rolls. Very interesting. So he does get willpower and running shot on the bottom half of his dial at 45 points. Oh, and he's got improved movement for elevated and can move through characters but still has to break away. So yeah, that's also really good. I really like him, actually. I know I just said that most of them will probably be better at the low line. I think he's one of the few exceptions that you really want that super senses for him to make him worthwhile. But I mean, being able to reroll his super senses with a 19 and like 4 through 6 senses is pretty great. He is susceptible to outwit there, but you know, who isn't really? I mean, most characters are, to be fair. So yeah, he's really good though, just triple target and capping and getting those super duper senses. But next up we have Scarlet Witch. And she's got Avengers, Brotherhood of Mutants, X-Men, and mystical keywords. I think this is one of my favorite ones in the whole set. You know, Dial's pretty great, and Sculpt is amazing. That hair, that crazy, huge, flowing hair with the stars, all the, like, sparkles and stuff in it is so cool. She's got Mystics and Avengers TAs, 100 or 40 points. For 100, running shot, penetrating blast, 18 energy shield, and 4 damage with some probability control and a 5 range. So not too bad, you know, she can get some good damage in, but you know, 40 points is kind of the sweet spot there. She still has that Gala invite, so she can replace a die with a 5. And then she has this whole other trait that says, when Scarlet Witch is KO'd, after resolutions, you may generate a friendly character of less points than Scarlet Witch from your KO area into your starting area on their last non-KO click. Then roll a d6 and heal them equal to half the result, protected pulse wave. Only thing that sucks about this is it has to be less points than her. So if you're playing her at 40 points, you know, there's not a whole lot of stuff that's going to be less points than her. Like, even if you're playing the 40-point Pegasus Captain America, who's really strong, you know, they're the same points, so she wouldn't be able to bring him back. A lot of the other characters in this set are also like 40, 45 points, so she wouldn't be able to bring any of those back. She can't bring herself back either, because it has to be less points than her. So yeah, you have to maybe like use Scott Porter or something like that, like the 25-point SpiderMan maybe from Avengers 60th. Also the Legacy Ant-Man is 25 points. Or maybe if you had Prime Hulk get taken out real early, you could get a Prime Hulk coming back in to try again. So, you know, there's still a lot of good options there if they get KO'd before her to bring back. But it is kind of limited, but I mean, that's fair. She is still really good at 40 points. She's got TK, Super Senses, Perplex, and on her special movement power, she has phasing teleport when passenger 2 and flight. So that's really, really nice just to carry people around or TK them around and perplex them as needed. And then her high fashion trait, which is when a friendly character with the X-Men keyword hits and double 5 is rolled. After resolutions, choose a color and a hit character. The chosen character can't use powers of the chosen color until the end of your next turn. The end of your next turn. So that's super strong. That's one of the main reasons she's one of my favorites for this set, because this power isn't outwit. You know, this is just saying you can't use powers of the chosen color. So say you hit Kong, you can turn off his impervious until the end of your next turn, or you could turn off, you know, his charge or his willpower or something else like that. So even those characters that are really hard to, you know, outwit them and get rid of their powers, you can still turn them off with this effect, which is really, really strong. And it's until the end of your next turn. So you have this rest of your whole turn and then your next turn to use that. And, or, you know, at least until the end of your opponent's turn, it stops them from using a power. Really, really good. She's definitely, in my opinion, one of, if not the best figure in the set. And then next up here, we have Black Widow, who has Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D., X-Men, Assassin, Martial Artist, and Spy keywords. She has the same Gala invite trait to get that 5 replacement. And then her high fashion trait says, when a friendly character with the X-Men keyword hits and a double 5 is rolled until your next turn, friendly characters can use super senses. And if they can already use super senses, instead increase the result of their roll by +1. So that's really awesome. Give your whole team super senses for a turn. And if they already got it, they get a +1. In Spider-Man's case, he'd get an additional +1 if he has the TA. So that's succeeding on like a 3 through 6, which is pretty crazy. And then she also has the Avengers TA and improved targeting for hindering terrain, which is great. some range combat expert and precision strike. Again, this is definitely one of the ones I feel like the 45-point line is better than the 100. She's got 4 range double target, and let's see here. On her movement power, she has running shot and stealth. And when she uses running shot after resolutions, you can generate a smoke terrain marker in her square. That's great. She just brings her own stealth with her every time she running shots. And then combat reflexes and super senses on her defense power. So that works great with her effect to give everybody +1 if they already have senses. And I gotta love the combat reflexes and stealth combo. Making them come up close to punch you and then getting that +2 is always good. So yeah, Black Widow is a really great stealthy assassin type character. Next up, we've got Falcon. Avengers, Heroes for Hire, X-Men, and Soldier keywords, again with the Gala Invite trait. For his high fashion trait, when a friendly X-Men hits with double 5s, after resolutions, place a standard friendly character up to 3 squares away from its current square. So yeah, you don't have to be able to see the character. You can just place them within 3 squares of their current square. They don't even have to have line of fire to the square that you're placing them into. That's pretty neat. Can kind of pull them out of danger or get them closer to the fight if need be. And then he's got, starting with precision strike, toughness, and some enhancement on either point line, 75 or 40. He's got improvement characters, and it's important to note here that he does have flight on his base, and he was errated to have flight on the card as well. They did errata all the ones that have flight on their base to have flight here on the card, which was Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, and Doctor Doom. I believe that was all of them. So yeah, all of them that actually have flight do actually have it. So don't worry about that. But take a look at his special here. It does give him charge and flurry. And when Falcon uses charge and carries, a carried character may be given the close as free or make the close attack instead of Falcon. So that's really cool too. I mean, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head of anybody that would be better to give the close as free to instead of himself. He already has precision with 11 attack, 3 damage for that flurry, so he's already going to be flurrying for some pretty good damage. But that's not to say you can't find, somebody better still. Somebody that has really strong stats. Maybe they also have flurry, but maybe they don't have charge. Instead of having to equip them with a motorcycle, you can just have Falcon carry them up with charge and then let them do the attacks for you. So that's pretty interesting. I don't like it quite as much as the rare Falcon from Avengers 60th anniversary, the rare one. But this one is 10 points cheaper and does a bunch of other cool stuff too, like the die replacement, placing other characters, all kinds of stuff. So, this one's pretty awesome as well, I gotta say. But moving right along, next up is Captain Marvel with Avengers, Kree, X-Men, Cosmic, and Soldier keywords. The same Gala Invite trait to replace a die with a 5. She's coming in at 100 or 45 points with Hypersonic, Penetrating Blast, and Shape Change, or Running Shot, Precision Strike, and Shape Change for 45. Improved targeting, can make range attacks while adjacent's always great. 5 range double target. Cosmic and Avengers TAs. So yeah, high fashion trait is when a friendly X-Men hits with double 5s. After resolutions, choose a friendly character with the Avengers keyword within range. The chosen keyword gains power cosmic till the end of your next turn. That's not too bad. What's really cool about that is that if they were already targeted with Outwit, giving them power cosmic would basically erase that, so you could get your outwitted power back. Then her defense power is energy shield deflection and impervious. And when Captain Marvel rolls a single d6 for impervious, willpower, etc., increase the result +1 for each action token she has. That's really strong. You gotta love anything that gives you +1 single d6 rolls. There's a lot of cool single d6 stuff that just came out in Deadpool Weapon X. So, she's probably got some pretty interesting stuff to play around with. Giving her a sword for Blade's Claws is going to give her another d6. She can get +1 to that. If you've got the APOC Genesis on the team as well, that's going to be a pretty cool team. I actually just recently played a team that was playing this Captain Marvel, the Scarlet Witch we took a look at earlier, Polaris from the older X-Men Hellfire Gala set, and the APOC Genesis and some other stuff. So that was a really cool team. I really liked that team a lot. He was in top 8 And yeah, I gotta say, she was a real pain to get through. You know, the +1 for each action token. Actually, it's +1 for each action token. So when she's at 2 tokens, she gets +2 to her impervious and her shape change. Yeah, that's kind of hard to deal with. You can't outwit it because she's cosmic. So yeah, she's really, really strong for sure. Next up, though, we have Dr. Doom. And he is one of the best sculpts by far. I mean, just look at that freaking armor and cloak and everything. So awesome. He's got the Avengers Latveria X-Men armor, mystical, ruler, and scientist keywords. So a lot of great selections there. Gala invite trait again for that, replacing a 5 when friendly character with the X-Men keyword hits and double 5s is rolled until your next turn. Friendly characters have the Doom team ability. So if you don't know, that team ability lets you heal a click on any friendly character with that team ability when somebody with the team ability KOs an opposing character. So that's really cool. Get some healing spread around your team. He's got 4 range double target with a full dial of running shot, some 12 attack penetrating blast to start with, or if he's on 45 points, he starts with 11 attack energy explosion. And taking a look at the back of his card here, his defense power is Mastermind and Invulnerability, very Doom-like. And his damage power is Leadership and Outwit, and when an opposing character would replace a die in a roll, you may roll a d6 on a 4 through 6. The replacement is ignored, and the roll is immediately finalized. So he's actually really good as like a counter to this set itself and the previous Hellfire Gala set. So you can kind of have a 50-50 shot of just shutting down all the die replacements. And that's just when an opposing effect would replace a die in a roll. So any opposing effect that replaces a die, he doesn't need range or line of fire. It can be map wide. You've got a 50-50 shot at just, you know, getting rid of that, which is pretty great. So yeah, I think he's pretty good at either point value. With the Mastermind, Invuln, Outwit, Leadership, everything. So yeah, not too bad. Again, probably a little better maybe for 45, but I like him at 100 too for that penetrating blast. And last but not least is SheHulk. Avengers, Defenders, Fantastic Four, Heroes for Hire, Lady Liberators, S.H.I.E.L.D., X-Men, and Celebrity keywords. She's got the most keywords of this whole entire set by far. And you may notice she has improved targeting for hindering, can destroy blocking, and can see through characters as well. A lot of people were really confused by that because she has 0 range, but she does have super strength. So don't forget, with super strength, you can pick up an object and you can take a ranged terrain action to throw it. So she can actually throw objects at stealthy characters. She can throw them, you know, past characters, through walls even, to hit her target, which is really freaking awesome, I think, personally. Yeah, so she has that Gala invite trait as well to replace a die with a 5. Her high fashion trait, when friendly X-Men rolls 2 5s and hits, after resolutions, hit characters can't use Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control until your next turn. That's pretty freaking great too. Just shut off the 3 best, you know, supporting powers in the game. Why not? On a hit character. And then, yeah, she's also a team player, team ability, so she can copy any team ability on your team. Either 100 or 40 points. Again, I think 40 points a little bit better here just because she does have +1 to like all of her stats with 12 attack, 4 damage, close combat expert, charge, super strength is pretty deadly, but she's almost as deadly for 40 points, so why not keep it on the lower dial. Invincible, super senses, protected outwit on her defense power is really strong, actually. Gotta love Invincible. And that super senses, you know, she can copy SpiderMan TA to get a +1. In this same set, the Black Widow can give her +1. So she can be really dodgy, actually, which is really cool. So yeah, overall, pretty awesome set, I gotta say. All of them have some very neat effects. Some very powerful, some, you know, a little more situational. But I think it's a really, really cool set overall. And of course, you know, these premium sets look so nice always. And the sculpts on these things are freaking amazing. And these special cards are really, really cool looking too. So I think it's totally worth it for this set. There's a lot of really awesome figures. Like I said earlier, I did actually face some of these figures in a top 8 game at a Rock qualifier. just over the weekend. So I can definitely attest that these are some good figures in here for sure. Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, they're really strong. I personally think Black Widow and Captain America are pretty great for, certain teams as well. And the rest of them, Falcon, SheHulk, SpiderMan, Doctor Doom, maybe a little more situational for certain teams, but overall really strong. And SheHulk, even at 40 points, I believe the Jen Walters we got in next phase can replace a SheHulk of 40 or more points if she's KO'd. So I could free Jen Walters if she gets KO'd. And, there's just lots of other cool synergy with a lot of these figures. Playing them together is really good, especially if you play them together with some of the previous Hellfire Gala set stuff, because having a couple of these invite tokens to replace dies to 5s, and then having the ability to, once per turn, if you have a roll with a 5, you can replace the other die to a 5. Like, you get instant 10s, multiple times per game, can be really, really strong. So I think it's a really cool set. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash the like button because it does help me out a lot. And don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you guys would like to help support the channel even more, don't forget to check the links in the description for the Patreon, or click that join button down there for the YouTube memberships. Either way, for as little as $1 a month, you get entered into my monthly giveaways and see your name here in the credits with all these other awesome people. So if that interests you, make sure to check that out. But that's going to do it for this one, you guys. Thanks again so much for watching. Till next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.